today?
Well, I'm super excited. We just finished our top producers sharing secret of how to level up on social media, and not just real estate. Anybody can leverage and learn from what we shared, right? And it's recorded, live stream, and I was very excited, very pumped. I had a great leader from Houston, Tywin Mystica, join us. We had a good panel of top producers. Agent were pumped leaving that room. One partners told me, and it really touches my heart. She was like, "Thank you so much. You know, this I almost quit real estate. I was on the verge of just call it done, but after attending this event, hearing everyone speak on stage, it really kind of reset her, and that is like a calling to me. I was like, it's just like, wow." You know, staying up to 3:30 a.m. last night made it worth it. What she said really made it worth it. Yeah. And like you, Daniel, I love your heart, your serving. If anything, a big brother to me. Like I just shared with the previous podcast, I wish I knew the value of EXP a long time ago. I did not realize, or value wasn't shared with me until about 3 years ago. And when you share value in anything you do in real estate or in business, everyone wants the value. They don't need the diamonds and the fancy stuff, right? Show me the value. That's all I'm come for. Everyone wants value. And when I saw that everything that our brokerage EXP has to offer, and not, if anything, is the community you've created, you know, the We Partners Network and the Panda Pack. I feel like family. And because of that, I strongly believe it does push me to my next level. And because of being comfortable, I'm being encouraged to speak up. I'm encouraged to ask questions, or, you know, I'm also bringing a good dish to the table to share with everyone. And we always joke about this. It's not really a joke, but it's a potluck where we all bring value to this table. Yep. Like you go into a friend invite you potluck, the friend will have a big dish that they're gonna share with everyone, but all the guests bring another dish to share, dessert or drinks or whatever the case. So it's really bringing that value to the table that we always talk about. And tell me why are you building this? You know, my understanding is your family, your dad built a great legacy, and you didn't have to do this. Yeah, you can go sell real estate. You can make hundreds times more. And actually, you're probably a negative serving us, if anything.
No, it's not a negative. I mean, you can't look at just the monetary. It's fulfilling because, you know, seeing you guys, even today, when I saw you, Charlie, Tao, everyone just coming together and partnering up and building. I mean, that was exactly what I envisioned when I met Charlie, and then when I met you, and then, you know, and then this is before all this co-sponsorship, but I already had this envision, like, you guys are going to be working together. You guys are going to, you know, just help more people, help more families, and not just be, you know, not be competitors, but actually coming together as partners. And it's coming all together, and that's the fulfilling part. You know, why am I passionate? What am I doing? I want to build a strong network for the next generation. I want to build a network where our kids will have other people in their lives to help them with their financial wealth, you know, other ideas to help the world better, right? And especially, you know, when this platform is global, right? When I had my franchise, I was local. Yes, I had other brokers around the country that I can talk to, but the agents were just agents. They didn't really connect with other agents in the company, right? Besides some referrals here and there. There was nothing really to connect them long term. And, you know, as, you know, this platform of EXP, we're agent owned and agent, we run it, you know, we do our own events. And, you know, like you mentioned before in your other podcasts, there's so much resources that the company gives. Actually, they give out more than, you know, what they take from us.
Absolutely.
And, you know, especially if you're building an organization, and we're teaching each other how to build, and we're helping each other. And that's really the passion. And, you know, I enjoy meeting people, all walks of life, all, you know, religions, all backgrounds. And, For me, it's I look at this as a ministry. I feel like God's placed me here where I can just be the light with people, and I see that, and that every day I wake up, I know, okay, who am I gonna meet today? Like just now, you guys were doing your podcast. There's 3 other agents that were connected to me, and they want to meet me on Thursday and Friday. Great, I get to hear their story. I get to see why they want to get in this career. And the thing about this model, you don't have to be all just in sales. There's other value that you can bring to the table, just like a potluck, right? Because sometimes we need the salad, right? We need the ribeye, we need the lobster, but we also need the other stuff, the chips and dips and all that, the plates, the bowls, the cups, all that's important, right? So the ice, right? Every time we have an event, we're always like, we need ice, we need more ice. So if you go into your organization or you build your organization, if you take anything out of this is, think of it as a potluck. We all bring value. We all should get to share. But if you come in and like, hey, what are you offering me, or what's on the plate? What's on the table to take. And if you come into the organization that way, this is not the right organization. You have to build a strong foundation, and I believe by that. And everyone brings value to the table. So really, that's it. I mean, I'm really proud of you, Ton, and what you're doing with your organization. I see the leadership. Met you 3 years ago now, right? And I can see the change in the way you do business, and I see the change on your, the passion has changed. It's growing. The vision is getting bigger. So I'm really proud of you.
Yeah, I'm very honored, and I believe in faith. And that day, I get off of work at 4:30. Like, oh my God, going to Plano to meet Daniel. I follow Daniel on social media for maybe a few months, 2 months, and before I reach out to Daniel, because seeing the work that you do, I love community, I love teamwork, I love to give and share, and because of that, I reach out to you. But at the same time, I was like, man, do I really want to drive to Plano from Mansfield? That's like an hour and a half, 30-minute traffic. I didn't take time off to go meet you during the day. It was after work, and I appreciate you and Calvin for staying back to like 7 p.m. to meet with me. And you're like, for me, it's like I'm nobody, and they're like, wow, and I saw the community, and what you shared and the value and everything, where we all a leader in growth. And we always say this is your network is your net worth. It's very true. I have other partners refer me deals. Other partner helps my client succeed in selling 15,000 over the asking price when we would have sold less if I didn't reach out to that partner for advice. And so this community, which I love so much, and it's a family. And when you, in my opinion, see who you work with as family, you would treat each other nicely, and you feel more comfortable as a family, and you're willing to reach out for help, which in my experience, everyone is very, very open arm, open heart.
Yeah.
And I've always been that way. Yeah. But imagine if the other person is not, but when they see everybody open arm, they would bring a dish to the table too. And then, everybody have different dish, Asian dish, Hispanic dish, but we are very diverse community. We're not just Asian, even though 2 Asian guys talking right now. We're very, very, very diverse. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, so another disclaimer. So if you have a dysfunctional family, and when we say family, you're like, oh, this kind of like PTSD. No, our family is very collaborative. We come together, we share. It's so if you're missing that in your life, come join us at We Partners Network.
You're right. So. I didn't think of the other way, but myself, childhood, I love my family. I'm a family guy, and I always think of that family. You come home, you feel comfortable.
But we also know that there's people don't have that family, and we don't think about that, right? So
right.
That's why that just sparked my mind to share that, because, sometimes people are missing that. Mm-hmm. I mean, and I've seen other people struggle in this business. Some people lose their family for something else in their life, and and I see it. God's done a lot, and I know He's here helping. I wish I could help everyone, but at the same time, I also have to have a boundary to that help. But at the same time, we're here. We're here to support. So.
I agree with that, and you know, just I was gonna open my brokerage. Being in the business for a while, and I went to a big conference, I was pumped. But when I saw the model and the value, it's like, why would I want to go down that route? You know, paying for employees and being liable for when the agent partners mess up. Where now I run a team, create a team, a community where other agent grows, we all grow together.
Yeah.
If you know there's broker out that always available to help, like really quick access. We have 15 brokers in the state of Texas, always sit there waiting for us to call.
Yep.
We're not competing with the broker. The broker's ready there to serve. We don't have to make appointment with the broker to talk to the broker. And not just broker, we have transaction assistant, IT, everything at our fingertip.
Yep.
And all that value is, in my opinion, is make the life easier for an agent.
Yeah.
And the key is that agent has to plug in, have to give in. You can't
Exactly.
just, because we're telling you how great the brokerage is, if you join and you expect things to fall in your lap, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
For us, for me, at least, you too, I like to teach others how to fish instead of give them a fish.
Yeah.
So they'll have a good meal with their family, but they don't know how to go fish the next day.
Yeah.
I always say the pond is so big, I'd rather go fish with my buddies instead of fishing alone.
That's right.
Yep.
So, well, you and I could talk all day long. Really appreciate the time and the leadership, and you know, we're just still starting. I mean, you think about, I've been in the platform 5.5 years. We're just scratching the surface, and you know, there's always opportunities. We're here for help. At the same time, there's so much. So if you want to schedule a time to meet with Ton, myself, and other leaders, you know, we're here. So, all right.
All righty.
Cool.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
All right.
All right. Thank you.